Good morning, everyone. It's good to be outside again. The air is a little clearer today and there's a cool breeze. It's beautiful. It's really hard in this shelter-in-place time to find ourselves confined to home, and even more so as a result of the polluted air that we're forced to breathe if we go out. As I sit outside here, I hear the tanker planes taking off, going to fight the extraordinary fires that are burning across the state. Thank you to all those of you who've sent in gifts to be of support in the relief effort with those who are victims of the fires. I want to just share some reminders. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep us connected, and it really is very important. All those phone calls, all those reaching out to people online, emails, whatever you can do, please, to keep our St. Mark's family connected. It really makes a difference. And do please come to the Zoom coffee hour on Sunday morning. Every week we have some new people, and it's really great to just check in. You don't have to come every week, just come and check in whenever it feels good to you and have a conversation with your St. Mark's friends, or find some new people that you didn't know before. It really is a great opportunity. And I want to keep encouraging everyone too to think of people who are isolated, maybe those who don't do computer online work. We need to make sure they know about the phone connection, that they can get the worship services on the phone. So all that information is on the email with this message, so do please check it out. I want to ask you too, a reminder about financial support for the church. It really is crucially important in these next few months that we stay strong with our financial support, so that when we do go back on to the campus, we'll be ready and raring to go. We have a great staff. They're doing great work, even from home, and even during this restricted time. A lot is happening behind the scenes, and I assure you that we have a great staff doing great work. This coming Sunday, it's the Labor Day weekend, of course. It doesn't feel a whole lot different from any other weekend for me, but some people will be taking it as a holiday. We start a new series which will run all the way through the fall. What I decided I wanted to do during worship services this fall was to have us think through all the basics of faith and ask the question, how have they been impacted by this experience of 2020? The COVID, the economic downturn, all the racial unrest and concerns about the police and so on. How have they changed us? How have they changed our understanding of God, of Jesus, of the Bible, of the world, of economics, of politics, of everything? So each week during the fall, you will hear a different theme lifted up. And each week, too, I'm inviting a guest from outside the St. Mark's community to make a contribution. So it will be rather like I've been doing with Mark Slaughter during August. There will be a video contribution and then my regular sermon around that contribution. So this coming Sunday, we start with God. There's a big subject. So how has your experience of God changed as a result of the 2020 experience? And I'm delighted to say that we're welcoming a young seminary student, J.J. Warren, to be our guest. J.J. actually met with our confirmation class, so quite a number of people in the congregation know him already. He was a very powerful speaker a year or more ago at the General Conference. JJ was an alternate member. He hadn't been planning to speak, but all of a sudden he found himself in front of a microphone and made a very impassioned plea on behalf of LGBTQ people to be included in the life of the church. It ended with people on their feet cheering and waving their arms in the air, including quite a few bishops. He had a real impact on the community, and he continues to be a prophetic voice among us. So I'm really glad to welcome him. You may be amused to hear he's a seminary student at Boston University, but He's spending this fall in Germany, so we'll be hearing from him from a small town just east of Berlin. So I'm looking forward to our worship this weekend. I would ask you to keep in prayer those you know who are sick or going through tough times. Al Arthur has been in the hospital this week. He's still in the hospital. And so please keep Pat and Al in your prayers, as well as all the other names on our regular prayer list. I invite you to join me in a prayer of Bishop Desmond Tutu. It says this: "Disturb us, O Lord, when we are too well pleased with ourselves, when our dreams have come true because we dreamed too little, because we sailed too close to the shore. Disturb us, O Lord, when with the abundance of things we possess, we have lost our thirst for the water of life, when, having fallen in love with time, we have ceased to dream of eternity. And in our efforts to build a new earth, we have allowed our vision of heaven to grow dim. Stir us, O Lord, to dare more boldly, to venture into wider seas, where storms show your mastery, where losing sight of land, we shall find the stars. In the name of the God who pushed back the horizons of our hopes and invited the brave to follow. Amen." I pray that this may be a great week for you, where you're disturbed some and invited to discover the power of God to heal and to make all things new. Blessings to you on this day.